With that, I'll recognize the ranking member.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome to our witnesses today. Thank you all for being here. Over many decades, across many administrations, Republican and Democratic alike, the U.S. has had a strong and enduring relationship with Taiwan. But today, as we meet, we have a worrying backdrop. The Trump administration has been too willing to trade national security for short-term gains. That's a mindset that weakens our deterrence and undermines our allies. Taiwan has become an essential partner whose technological and economic cooperation is central to American life. This hearing comes at a critical moment for that relationship. Taiwan is one of the epicenters of the highly specialized semiconductor industry. It builds the advanced chips that power AI, defense technologies, and clean energy systems. However, Taiwan is more than a semiconductor superpower. One study by the Rhodium Group found that a Chinese blockade of Taiwan could lead to a $2 trillion global disruption of supply chains. And that's just a blockade. According to Bloomberg Economics, the damage from an invasion could reach 10 trillion with a T dollars, roughly 10% of global GDP. So I hope that our witnesses today can help clarify what's at stake for the United States and how China is working to undermine Taiwan. There is strong bipartisan support in this committee and throughout Congress across the national security community for Taiwan. We recently passed out of committee legislation on Taiwan from Senator Risch and myself, including deploying U.S. teams to map and target PRC sanctions pressure points to deter Chinese aggression. But we need to do more. We need to strengthen economic tools to deny Beijing the revenue and technology to wage war. We need to do more in the information space, where Beijing has put particular focus. And we also need to support American allies, from closer defense coordination with Japan and South Korea to demonstrating a united front with our allies on sanctions and export controls. As Dartmouth's Professor Stephen Brooks notes, I have to quote Dartmouth professor since Dartmouth is in New Hampshire. Just point that out. Just pointing that out. He says, coordinated sanctions with our allies give us real leverage, credible economic pressure that strengthens deterrence in the Taiwan Strait. When we act alone, chasing bilateral trade deals, we sideline that leverage, and that weakness doesn't go unnoticed. Xi Jinping is watching how the United States responds to Russian aggression in Ukraine. Nothing could be a better deterrent to an invasion of Taiwan than defeating Putin in Ukraine and showing the world that America stands by our democratic allies. But deterrence also depends on the choices we make here at home. Delaying arms sales as the U.S. works on a trade deal with China, denying the president of Taiwan the ability to transit through the United States, or imposing tariffs against Taiwan just doesn't help. As our SFRC report, The Price of Retreat, made clear, Beijing is seizing the advantage as the United States undermines its own tools to compete. With President Trump planning a visit to Beijing next year and negotiations heating up between China and the U.S., I hope today's hearing will help clarify what this moment demands from us at home and what it will take to safeguard the United States-Taiwan relationship in the months ahead. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses. Thank you all again for being here.